hog of an oyster.
All right, everybody, we're on the Oregon coast again, back at Manzanita. Recipe-wise, we're planning on making a crab boil. Weather's phenomenal, but water conditions no. Brown, dookie water today.
Hey guys, my name is Eugene. I'm the brother-in-law. I got the corn and the potatoes. I think that's gonna be the seafood boil for today.
We'll get some crabs going. I don't know about Linka. That's pretty optimistic.
All right, now the challenge is to get dressed and not get bitten by a sea lion. You gotta ask ChatGPT when is their mating season. This is baby shampoo.
Yeah. Oh.
This week I got a new bunch from Amazon.
Here's the boat launch, completely washed in with all this debris. That's pretty murky. Alright, so we're swimming in absolute chocolate milk today, and that's not gonna work because I kept getting snagged on logs and twigs and stuff, so it wasn't really safe to be here for much longer, so we just stayed here for about 10 minutes and then headed to the next spot. We are headed to one more spot where we saw a bunch of people pulling crabs out of, and if it doesn't work, strips clap. So you might be wondering, why am I swimming in absolute sewage? And reason is that there was a monster storm that was in this area about a day or two prior, and there was 18-foot waves. That was on Thursday, and we were out here on Friday, so a lot of stuff got washed up, a lot of debris and a lot of muck and gunk, so we just had to deal with the visibility and suck it up, because you know, some days on the Oregon coast it's like this, and then some days you get 20-30 foot visibility, but you know, you can't change what the ocean has to offer. And aside from the horrible visibility though, the plan for today was obviously to, you know, limit out on crabs and have a optimistic view on the day. But like I said, once we saw this water, we knew it was going to be really difficult to, first of all, go down deep, and then second of all, to even spot these crab, because it was just so mucked up everywhere. Ended up spotting this oyster. Brother-in-law came in and snatched it and put it in the bag.
Nice. Good delicacy, bro. No, just right on the bottom.
We were diving actually off of this marina at Nehalem Bay. It's called, I believe it was called Kelly's Marina, and they had crabs for sale. And after this dive, after I came up from this dive, my brother-in-law was telling me like, hey, I think I'm gonna go buy some crabs for myself, because he wasn't really able to spot any. And I noticed the salt level of the water was completely diluted. Like, I've never tasted the ocean water to be so like unsalted before, and I'm guessing that's because of the storm surges that were happening the few days prior. It was just super washed out, and there was a bunch of runoff, and I think that was the problem with the salinity of the water. But so I see this guy and yoink him up, but he was clearly too small, and I wasn't too fond of him. So as an illegal crab size, we just decided to yeet him on out. And then this was my next dive, and I spot this guy, and he wasn't that big, but he was just barely the legal limit, so he just made it past the marker, and I ended up keeping him, which I normally wouldn't do, but the boys were absolutely struggling today, and we were getting really hungry, so we had to have a catch and cook of some sort, and we just ended up stuffing him in the bag. So that was a morale booster for sure for the day. And this is my third back-to-back dive of spotting a crab, and we yoink him right up through the seaweed. And once I get him up, he looked pretty good sized underwater, but once I brought him up, he definitely looked smaller, and I kind of figured that he wasn't going to make the benchmark, so we ended up tossing them. And as you could have guessed, more chocolate milk and dookie water. We were suffering. The water was cold, but someone's got to put some food on the table, so end up spotting this boy right here feasting on some stuff. I don't know what he was grubbing on, but yoinked him out anyways, and he looked like a keeper. So pull out the measure, check the mark, it's good to go, toss him in the bag. Fire's cracking.
Find something chewy in there. It's probably a finger, just saying.
Big boys. Get into the pot. Right off, look at that. Brutal. If you can hold them for me, that'd be nice.
Get the seaweed out.
Look at that, ladies and gents. Now that's a crab boil right there. Oh yeah.
There's a raw one that escaped us. Oh, he got lucky. He doesn't get eaten.
Absolutely digging in. My goodness. Have some potatoes with butter. Garlic butter, boys. Mmm. I on the Oregon coast. Look at these absolute hogs. Boys are eating good tonight. Good.
My cholesterol, blood pressure through the roof. I can feel it.